All right, so I'm back at it again with these live streams. So what we're doing today is we don't have that much left. Like, this is all that we need to do for the pre-alpha. Like these are the last two bugs that I've found that I think that we need to fix. So I'm just gonna share this live stream as well to my other YouTube channel so that you guys can, so that people can find me. All right. Posted that, and then to Instagram as well. All right, so yeah, we only have a couple things left to do, literally a couple of things. So let's have a look. Right now, the exercise total should update. What this means is that when, if I rerun the app, and I start a new workout, and I add a test exercise, then this button here should basically update straight away. It right now is just blank, but what should happen is, right now for some reason I can't even press it, but what should happen is it should actually say what the total reps like this. So it should look like this essentially. And right now it doesn't update dynamically as well. So if you look up here, we can see that if I change some reps here, it essentially changes the amount of reps that we've done based on what I enter in. And it also changes the kilos per rep. So that updates. But if we just have a look here, 22 reps, this doesn't change. No matter what I write in here, the reps here doesn't change. So we need that to update dynamically as well, the way that it does up here. That's one thing. And then we also have another thing that I don't think shows up when I add an exercise here. So let's see what happens. Okay, it doesn't really show, but essentially the keyboard can cover the places where you actually enter in some text, which isn't great. That's not what you want. So we want to come up with a way to kind of make it so that the text field kind of follows the keyboard, I guess, somehow. There's probably a good solution to that, but I don't really know how to fix that at this point. So we're going to try to solve that problem. I think I'm going to start with that because I think that's going to be the easiest thing. Famous last words. Okay, let's Google it. Actually, let's Google keyboard covers. Flutter keyboard makes text fields. This was gives me, you're definitely roughing a scaffold. I'm new to Flutter. I've added a form with the text field. Not the same problem. Okay, this is exactly my error. He presses the text field and the thing comes up. So let's see what the solution is. Thanks, solve my problem with this padding on bottom of the text field. Okay, let's see if that fixes it. Set widget for each text field. Padding isn't defined. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see if this works. I don't think it will work, but because I think it kind of probably wrecks the whole UI. It might, we'll see. Set widget, yes. Bottom overflowed by 10 pixels. Okay, that did not solve the problem. Okay, let's reverse this. Okay. And mere reverse list. All right, let's see what that means. Exercise card. Let's increase the text a little bit as well. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, reverse is just the reverse order. Kind of makes sense. Single. Okay, so I think maybe if we do single child scroll view, child container, okay, I'm not sure if this is gonna work because I had something called which was like the automatic keep alive thing, which essentially what that does is when you add exercises and you scroll, it basically keeps them on the screen. So it doesn't, I guess like when you have a really long list of objects in a scroll view, it basically removes some of those things that are not on the screen at the current moment because it kind of takes up memory in the app. But that also means that when you load them back again, it kind of has to do a lot of things that I didn't want it to have to do when it basically rebuilds them, so that can take some time. So now I'm not sure if this seems like it works, but it definitely does not move with the text field. No, it does not. Okay, so single child scroll view did not work. And this was the easy problem that I thought that I was going to tackle. Okay. Okay, I think this might be what we want. The question is just why there's a sizing issue. The overall Okay, that did not help. Okay, that seems like it works. The only thing is that these things also get pushed up, which is not really what we want. So now everything works except that these things also get pushed. Also, while you guys are watching, if you get like a message on Instagram from someone that looks like it's me, it's not me. I'm not gonna ask you to sign up for some crypto scam thing. So please, if you find anything like that, just block them. They block me, so I can't find them. So when you guys send me DMs about like, okay, this account, I can only see if you screenshot the account, but I can't actually search for them. So it just says like, if you send me the username or a link to their profile, it just says cannot find user. So they keep blocking me. I can't really do much about it because they show up like once a week or something like that. As soon as one is taken down, another one shows up. So don't know how they do it because they have a lot of followers, but I guess that's like some sort of bots. I don't know how they do it. Anyway, please do not sign up for anything. I would never like message you asking you to sign up for something. So I would say it on my YouTube channel if it was something, but if you don't hear my actual face or my mouth saying the words, don't sign up for it. Now we need to fix this. Okay, we're gonna see if autofocus might work. It says that the text fields should have a what do you call it? Variable, something like that, called autofocus. True. Maybe that works. Could it have worked? Maybe. So let's go back to our workout page again and then set this to be false. Okay, no, does not work. Expanded. Oh, okay. I think we might be onto something now. So what I did was, instead of wrap just having, I'm probably maybe shouldn't explain this now because it might not actually work, but what I'm thinking is that we have a column here. Before I wrapped, I basically did this. Let's just reverse everything. I had expanded here, and then inside expanded we have the list view. But the thing is that it seems like that did not work for some reason. So what I'm doing instead is I'm wrapping a fixed height container. I'm wrapping this whole list view thing in a fixed height container, and then I'm adding a expanded widget inside that, so that essentially we have a fixed height of the container, so that the buttons below that should not move up because they can't fit anywhere else. But this thing is expanded, then the actual list view is expanded, so that can actually shrink to accommodate for the keyboard. So now if we change on the workout page, if we change the body gesture detect. Oh shit. Okay, wait. Right. Set that to be false, and then redo what we just did. Okay, and see, maybe this works. No, okay. Shit. False. So this, no wait. So this then has to be set to be true. Otherwise the keyboard won't move the text field. And if that is set to be true, then for some reason it basically comes up with an error because of the fact that we cover these things, I guess. Okay, let's see what happens if we instead put it inside a single child scroll view, and then the child of the single child scroll view has an expanded widget. It's still, I don't think it works still, because it's like the problem that we're running into is let's just see if it works first of all. artist. Okay. And then set this is true. No, okay. So for some reason, the only time that the thing moves up is when this resize to avoid bottom inset is set to true. And that also means that essentially just means that the entire screen moves up. So it doesn't mean that the only the text field moves up. So what we're struggling with is trying to figure out a way to just move the text field. So now everything moves, and if we set this to be false, then nothing moves. Oh. I really want to avoid having to do like animations and stuff, because there was some answer somewhere that said like you can use an animation and then like, I don't know, sync the animation with the keyboard, which is not what we want. Okay, I'm gonna try something and see, what if we put everything inside the expanded widget? Does that work? Okay, let's think. Let's just run it actually to see what happens. Oh, okay, nice. Nothing works. Why did it not work? All right, I think we're gonna have to look into the animations, because now I've tried a couple things and it doesn't seem like it's gonna work. Animating text.
This is outside.
All right, let's see. I've just basically copied what he wrote in that Stack Overflow post. And I don't have high hopes, but it could work. So it seems like it works decently, but we've also set the resize to blah 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 to be true. If we set that to be false, let's see what happens. Okay, now it doesn't work. God damn it. All right, so this did not work. So let's just reverse all this stuff. All right, so it seems like I might have to actually come up with a new way to add exercises, because right now it seems like the only way it's a super simple way to essentially remove this problem from even happening. If we just move this button of like add exercise and save, if we move them up to here, to the app bar thing, then essentially the whole problem is solved, because then the buttons won't pop up there. But that also means that we need to come up with another user experience, essentially. So let's see. This is the, okay. What is the command to comment out large sections of code in VS Code? VS Code command comment out. Control plus backslash. Okay, but I'm not in America. Okay, so if we do that, and then we just say that we have another button here on top, back button, leading, okay, let's see if that works. So essentially now, instead, what we do is we have this little button up here, and then we can add an exercise. So if we add this, and then we add another one. Now, essentially this whole thing works. And maybe it even looks a little bit better. It's just that it's kind of not maybe the most user-friendly thing, because it's like, when you start the workout, you have to figure out, okay, how do I add an exercise? Yes, it might be obvious to some people that you just press the plus button up here, but it's not like overly obvious, which kind of could be a problem. Maybe if we make that something else, so it's like, it looks more like a floating action button. Save. All right, now it's really big, but that could work. So if we wrap this with a widget, I'm basically going with this method now. It's just like that. The other thing didn't work, so now I'm gonna hopefully get it to work with this. Height 10, width 10. Okay, that's really small. 50, 50. It's a bit too big still. 30. All right, that might actually be a good idea. Okay, now that kind of sticks out a lot. Color, colors, background color. Okay, we can add exercises, that's good. Now we also need to be able to save it, which... That's the only thing, like I don't feel like I want to have 3 actions up here that you can do. It feels like it's better to just have the back and then the add. So then for the save thing, I'm not sure how to add that in. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try it out on my phone and see if there's a problem. Oh shit. All right, so Flutter device. All right, so I have it now running on my phone. You guys probably can't see that too well, but I'm just gonna see how bad it is, essentially. And if it's something that I feel is needed to be fixed. Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, well, let me just see if we can switch to camera only. Now there's no music, but that's all right. So let's see, how do we do this? Like that. Okay, so now if I press the text field, this is really difficult to do. You see, everything moves up. It kind of works, but it's just not good enough, I think. It's potentially good enough for like a pre-alpha, but yeah, not really sure. So, and then the other option is having that little, the little button up here. And because one of you guys actually said in the chat, who was it? I think it was Adrian Ekavandra something. Talked about like, okay, you want to have the most used button be accessible via your thumb. And I think that's a really good point. And I think that the add exercise button is going to be a fairly, like if you would have a heat map of this phone for like where you would press the most inside this app, I think one of the strong spots would be up here now. So basically adding an exercise. And so the question is like, that's not super useful then when you have to reach up to here to add an exercise. But maybe it's like the best option now for the pre-alpha. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it just has to be good enough to work so we can get it out and people can test it out and I can get some bug reports. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to have it up here for now. Okay, let's add another button then for the saving. And let's see what that looks like. Now, Skristoval said, have you thought about a floating action button? And now that you say that, I'm like, why haven't I even thought about that? Because that could potentially, yeah, that could actually work. That could be really good, because then we could potentially have the save button could be up here, because you wouldn't press the save button that frequently. And then the floating action button for adding an exercise could be down here, which is like what Flutter does best. That's like the OG Flutter button. So let's see, let's try that. So what happens if we do floating action button, and then we'll do this one, right? I wonder if that works. Flutter run. Okay, now let's see if it works. Wait. Okay, maybe. Actually, this is not a floating action button right now. This is just the exact same button that I used before. But that's all right. Which one did we add? Oh, we did add that one. Okay. Okay, so now the floating action button kind of covers the thing. That's kind of all right because we don't want it to actually look like this. I just copy pasted this thing. So let's do that and then comment that again and then actually add a real floating action button now. Show alert dialog exercise context blah 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 color child All right, I think we might have just solved the problem. All right, now we have that down there. Let's add an exercise. Okay, so now that is down here, like that. Looks pretty good, I think. And then if we press the text field, this thing essentially just moves up, which is okay. I guess it covers the percentage, but I guess like this is okay enough for me to be happy with it. Again, we're just trying to get it done for like the pre-alpha thing, so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It could just be like good enough, if that makes sense. Decoration, no. Okay, what if, how do you change that stuff? Child. Expanded. All right, so we can actually change that later on. But now we have that working. So now we can just change the this action here, wherever that was, this one, to be the save action instead. So tick, is that something that we have? Icons dot, okay. Save. Let's see what that does. Okay, I don't really like that icon. Save. Sharp outlined. Done. Let's see. Okay, that's a way better one. Okay, so that's now our save button, and then we should actually do, we need some logic here, I think. So let's see. Let's copy that and add that in here. And then uncomment. Okay, perfect. Now what should happen is we should be able to save the workout and do all that sort of stuff. Add an exercise. Nice, save that workout, that works. Go back. All right, that works. So that was an effort and a half just to get that to work, but now we have it, and now we can set the color. Background color, blue, green. Okay, I actually want to have something else for that color, but that's gonna be fine for now. Okay, so that's our little the keyboard problem solved. So now I'm gonna take a little break for probably an hour or so, have some lunch, and then I'll come back. Probably, I think I'll come back, we'll see, with another live stream, and then we'll fix the final thing that I need to do before I can actually release the pre-alpha, which is to get the exercise totals to update. Which, again, I said this at the start, but I know a lot of you guys won't remember this because you haven't been here since the start probably, but what we need to do is we need to make this thing here update. So right now it doesn't do anything unless I change some number, and then it actually does something. But it doesn't update dynamically, so if I change the reps here, you'll see up here things will change. Let's actually go to reps so that we can see a little bit clearer. So you'll see that the reps here will change if I change the reps down here. So if I change it to 130, it changes to 1600, but here it doesn't change unless I start pressing it, and then it will update. So what we want is we want that to update dynamically, just like this stuff does. So that's going to be the next thing. But now I'm going to end this little stream and come back a little bit later.